What's up, guys? Welcome back to Zachary Reality. I am your host, Zachary Reality, and we are on episode 8 of my podcast, I believe. I don't know who's counting. I probably can totally check my page and see what episode I am on, but I think it's 8. So hopefully that is correct. So welcome back to my podcast. I am so grateful for everyone listening. And I do want to say before we start the podcast that if you guys are listening to my podcast, please shoot me a DM and let me know your thoughts. I love feedback. I love reviews. I just want to know that you guys are enjoying the podcast and that you're tuning in. And I'm just curious what my listeners are, who you guys are and what you want to see. I'm really open to suggestions with so many different guests and everything. And I just kind of want to tell you guys that off the bat. Any ideas you have, anything you want to see, if you're loving the pod, what you think I should do better, if I should improve. Literally anything, please shoot me the DM in Zachary Reality. So welcome back to my podcast. Today is 420. It's a national holiday. I did partake this morning, very briefly, very quickly. I went for a little hike. My friend Sydney, who I have not seen in 3 years, she's in LA right now. She's just visiting another friend. She has a spring break because she's a teacher, and I haven't seen her in 3 years. We did an internship together in Israel. And she just kind of hit me up a month ago. She's like, I'm going to be in LA this week. Are you around? And then today she came over. We went for a hike, celebrated the holiday. And then she wanted to go to lunch. And I was like, where do you want to go? And she's like, Earth Cafe. I guess every tourist who comes to LA just wants to go to Earth Cafe. And yes, that rhymed. And yes, I'm a poet. And you probably didn't even know it. So I took her to Earth Cafe, and I'll never pass up Earth. It's actually the first place I went when I moved to LA a year and a half ago. Earth is such a vibe. There's so many options. It's so trendy. It's on Melrose. There is another Earth Cafe though in Santa Monica, but the one I live closest to is on Melrose in West Hollywood. So that's kind of what I did today. And honestly, guys, life has been so good recently. Things are just finally happening for me. I mean, they've always been happening, but things are just happening for me. And I'm just really excited about life right now. And I'm in a good place at the moment. And I really just appreciate everyone who supports me, watches me, listens to me. Whatever way you connect with me, obviously somehow if you found my podcast, Zachary Reality. So I'm honestly just in a really good place right now. And I honestly am just happy, and I really hope that everyone listening is happy too. And if there's anything I can do to help you be happy or help you be proactive or help you, just take your mind off of things by listening to this hour-long podcast about the Housewives and Bravo and reality TV in general, then honestly, I'm really happy to do that. So today I have a very special guest on. His name is Steven. He is better known as @Faces by Bravo. He's on Instagram. He's on Twitter. He is one of the first Bravo meme accounts that I've ever discovered when I got into Bravo a few years ago. And he is just so knowledgeable in everything Bravo, mainly the Housewives, but I feel like he watches everything on Bravo. We got into Married to Medicine. We talked a little bit about Summer House, and he also is friends with a lot of the Housewives. I think just by having a popular account on Instagram, he's been able to connect with a lot of them and go to some Bravo events, as he mentions in this podcast. He also recently just got back from Salt Lake City. And he saw Meredith, he saw Whitney, and you'll have to listen to see what he says about his time in Salt Lake City. And yes, he did meet Brooks, and I'm just like, oh my God, because I think Brooks is an icon, but that's just my opinion. I know not everyone likes him. He's definitely not for everyone. So Steven @Faces by Bravo, I'm going to play the interview. We are going to get into all things Bravo, and then we're going to touch base at the end of this episode. So enjoy the interview, guys. Hey, we are with Steven @Faces by Bravo, which you are better known as. How are you doing? Welcome to my podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here.
You've probably done 1,000 Bravo themed type of podcasts by now. Am I correct?
Yes. And I love every minute of it.
You don't have your own podcast, right?
I don't. No.
Have you thought about starting one?
I did. So do you follow Bravo historian?
Yes.
Sam? So her
Yes.
and we originally were going to do one, and we tried, but it was so hard. Her being Eastern time, me Pacific, I work night shift. She works normal hours. It was just too chaotic. Oh, and not to mention both of us are technologically not savvy at all.
Gotcha.
So it didn't work out, but yeah, no, I've always toyed with the idea of it. It's just, I don't have the time to learn how to do it. And I really, I need to be able to make time. So I wanted, because I want to do it right if I'm going to.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Now you're you're a nurse, that's your full-time job, but you have this side hustle. So I'm kind of curious, Is that like is it like a hustle for you, or is it more of like a hobby, like the
It's a
account Faiths
hobby.
by Bravo?
Totally a hobby. I started so basically back when I was living in DC, as a nurse, only work 3 days a week.
Mhm.
Um, and then I found myself getting kind of bored at home on my days off because everyone else was my days could be anytime
Mhm.
during the week.
Yeah.
So once I started getting bored, I started working a lot, and I was like, you know what? I just need to get a hobby, and bottomless brunch is not going to be
Uh-huh.
my only hobby.
Yeah.
So I was like, I love Bravo, and I was like, let me just start this, and it just took off. Like it was growing like 1,000 or 1,500 followers a week.
Mhm.
And it was it's become like a fun hobby.
When did you start your account?
It would have been the end of June 2018.
Okay. See, I kind of feel like you are like one of the OG like Bravo meme accounts. I feel like there's so many new ones these days that I've discovered, and I've discovered a lot on TikTok, which has made a lot of people make their own Instagrams, and it's just like more popular than ever. But I feel like you're one of the OGs. Do you feel like you kind of started it in a way, like one of the first meme accounts, or were there people you
I
looked up to before you started?
There were. I would say like the people that were around from what I remember before I started was like Danny Pellegrino.
Mhm.
And I don't think he's a meme account necessarily. Yeah, he's a podcast, but
Like news
I always
account.
found him so funny. Two judgy girls. Trying to think. There was a few other like big Bravo podcasters that also did memes and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that they were always like such a good inspiration for me.
And then you kind of just like picked it up. Now, have you found a way to make money on your account or like doing different things, or is that not your goal?
It's not really my goal but yes, I have. So for me, I will only do an ad if it makes sense. My
Mhm.
followers are not there for me to post an ad about, some random thing that doesn't have any sort of
Flat
tie
tummy
to house.
tea,
Exactly, exactly.
sugar
So
bear hair.
exactly.
We can
So
totally
from
say name so many more of those.
I know. Like, well, and I also am like, when Flat Tummy Tea like hires all the housewives and they all drop the ad on the same day, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
how do people buy these ads?
I
Because
know.
it's like everyone's promoting it at once. But
Yeah.
so like I'll only do it if it makes sense. So I've done a few. It's more for me, it's been a great outlet and a great hobby. And then it's just added a different layer to my Bravo experience, I guess.
Yeah, and you've actually been able to become friends with a lot of the housewives since you started this account. And I even noticed you on last season of Real Housewives of Orange County. Now, is that how you become friends with the housewives, just like through Instagram?
So yeah, like their Monique, her brother Kevin, and I are friends.
Mhm.
So that's how I'm friends with Monique. But Bronwyn, yeah, I met her at Gulfstream, which is just this bar in Orange County, and we just really hit it off. And then the rest of, I would say, the housewives or Bravo celebrities, I've met through Bravo events or through
Mhm.
Instagram, just DMing. Um, yeah, like it's just been really, really, really cool.
Yeah, you're like a huge part of the Bravo community. How many housewives would you say that you consider like yourself friends with? Like at least 10, right?
I think, well, friends is a heart. I don't
Just
know, like,
Instagram friends.
yeah, like, um, I I have a lot of phone numbers. There's people that
Okay.
I would get together with if I'm in town and
Yeah.
whatever. Um, friends is yeah, it's a lot. It's a good
Friends is a
number.
deep word. It's
Yeah,
a
friends
really
is a deep
strong,
word.
it's such a strong word to consider someone your friend, you know?
Exactly.
But you are
Exactly.
friends with Brahma because you were on OC
Mhm.
last season. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Jacob. Now you have done drag before, which I think is amazing. So have I. What was it kind of like seeing or like being like a mentor, I guess, to Jacob on Orange County?
It was awesome. And to be honest, like I was so proud of his ability to say, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to do this on such a public platform.
Hmm.
And it's like, I remember me as a young teenager, I could never,
Hmm.
ever have had the confidence to do something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just like so proud of him. And it was really amazing to watch him after like the whole process was done and everything, he just felt so beautiful and he loved every minute of it.
Did you give him any advice, or did he not even need the advice?
We did. I mean, again, like, so the clip that was in the that aired is what, like 2 or 3 minutes, but we filmed for like 5 hours that day.
Of course.
So we like talked a lot about, you know, drag and why he wanted to do drag, and, you know, what it meant to him, and just I explained, you know, why, you know, what a lace front is and why we use that. So no, it was, we definitely did that. It's just, you know, you can't fit it all into, you know, into one show.
Oh yeah, for sure. So you just got back from Salt Lake City. Did you just like decide to go on a whim because you like are a fan of the show, or like did you connect with one of the housewives?
So I have two of my friends from DC moved to Salt Lake City, and then two of my friends live in Salt Lake City. So I went and stayed with them. And they're friends with some of the wives, and I of course have been in touch with them, the other wives as well. So I was just like, yeah, I'm going to visit Chad and Jared. Let's get together if you're free. And we did. It was great.
That's so cool. So which housewives did you see or hang out with? I think I saw you with Meredith.
Yeah, Whitney and Meredith. And I met Brooks.
Oh my God. Can you tell us about that?
Brooks is amazing. He was so funny. I only saw him for like 5 minutes, but
is he like exactly what he is on the show?
Yes, he's so funny.
And they're filming for season 2, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us, did you happen to get on camera or?
Oh, no. I did not film. No,
you're just going to pop around.
Pop in all of them.
Get a 2-minute scene on OC, Potomac.
No. This is all visiting. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And I'm sure that you maybe picked up on a little bit of tea on Jen Shah or the new season. I don't know what you want to say or if you can say anything, but can you give us a little deets?
I'm just excited for the new season. It's going to be good.
We're just going to leave it at that.
Just going to leave it. I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be such a great second season.
Okay.
It's already been top tier. This is going to be next level.
I'm really excited about it. I'm sure that you're so over talking about the Jen Shah thing because it's been playing out for so long, but do you have like any predictions on it? Like, her, like how much she's going to film or how much she's going to share or like what we'll see?
I mean, based off what we've seen like on her Instagram and stuff, it's like, it's almost as if
nothing ever happened.
Yeah. No, I mean, so actually it's so funny you say that, because like the day the Jen Shah stuff happened, I literally was like, I had all these things I wanted to do that day. All of a sudden got the notification about it. And I was consumed in that all day.
Yeah.
And then I found a lawyer that was willing to like talk it all out with me on Instagram live. And it's mind blowing. And these are huge allegations. He said, if he was her lawyer, he would suggest no filming, no Instagram, no doing the glam, like quit it. But it seems like she's gonna
take a different approach. I mean, she keeps on storing #free Shah. I'm sure she'll put it on her merch line. I mean, I think it just adds to Salt Lake City. Like the show was already so good. I saw season 1, like I'm sure you did. I think it's like one of the best franchises already. Like for me, I have it in 4th. I put Jersey, Beverly Hills, Atlanta, and then Salt Lake City. That's like for me number 4. But I feel like with this whole Jen Shah scandal and all the women are so amazing, I think it's really going to amp up this show.
1000%. 1000%.
Do you have a favorite Housewives franchise?
It's usually a tie between Potomac and New York.
Wow. Potomac. I'm late to Potomac.
Girl.
I watched last season for the first time, like live.
So I will say season 4 is better than season 5 in my opinion.
Okay.
And so you need to go back and watch the other, like season 1 is a little slow, but I find it to be good. Season 2, once Monique comes into the show, game changer. I truly do not believe Potomac would have survived without Monique's addition in season 2.
And now she's leaving. So what do you think about that?
Good for her. She literally, she said before she even posted, I think, a video of this
Mhm.
before she started the show. She did this video saying like, we're doing this for fun. We think we have a lot to bring to the show. We want to show Black excellence, our family life. And if it ever gets to a point where it's affecting my family, I will walk away.
Yeah.
And that's just what she did. And honestly, anytime I've talked to her, she just sounds so much happier. And I don't think we even all realize for these housewives, like how much is in there they like have on their shoulders while they're doing this, because you're always thinking like what's coming next, or you know what I mean. So I say good for her. I will miss her on the show though. I think she was a phenomenal cast member.
It just looks like more than ever these days that it's become so toxic and so draining for a lot of the housewives, and it's just so much like fake rumors and just like all the storylines have become super like this and she said that, she said that. It just seems exhausting. I honestly just don't know how they do it. Do you feel like Housewives has changed a lot over the past couple of years from like 10 years ago? If how so?
So for me, this is my big thing. Do not make up fake rumors for a show. That drives me bonkers, because like if it's a real rumor that's out there, that's fair game. But there has been like, for instance, Jackie. There is no way that rumor is true.
I don't believe so. I never believed it.
No, and no one does. The Monique Trainer one, that is not true. And
I never believed that either.
Exactly. These are real things that affect people's families. And like, and especially when it's coming from two cast members on their shows, like Teresa and Giselle, who have the messiest mess in their closet.
Yeah.
Like, girl,
it's
Giselle.
Like, those in glass houses should not throw stones.
Absolutely not. And thank God Monique got her together right at that first episode of the reunion.
And she read her like a binder. Okay.
And I will tell you, this is all stuff we've known for a while.
Yeah.
And like, she never put it out because she actually is a good person and did not feel the need to put that stuff out there. But then Giselle made up these fake rumors, and it's like, you can't just do this and think it's okay.
Do you think that they just do it for the show, like to keep storylines and to keep it interesting? Is it like the producers are egging them on to like just create this drama?
I think, well, in Giselle's case, for me, I think she doesn't have storyline. So what she does is she tries to pull everyone else's mess to make it her sort of storyline.
Gotcha.
It kind of like blocks all of her mess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Other housewives, I don't know. I think,
What do you think about Teresa? Do you think she just created that for the show? Like, did the producers tell her to start a rumor, or did she just try and get revenge on Jackie?
I think she was probably trying to get a little bit of revenge on Jackie, because just the way she delivered that rumor was so obvious that it was just like out of nowhere. He does stuff. Well, what do you mean he does stuff? Like,
what kind of stuff?
What?
Does he do drugs?
Does stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God.
If she doesn't even remember who it was, and it's like,
that's just so Teresa though.
Yes.
So speaking of Giselle, like, one question, is Jamal coming?
He will come if it's anyone but Giselle.
Period. Oh my God. So we saw about like, I want to say 10 seconds of the Potomac trailer the other day. What was your initial thoughts?
I mean, I have an idea of what I feel like what Karen's referring to, and I don't know if that's something we want to be talking about on national television, I think.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, could you pick up on what they were talking about?
I feel like I like forgot, like, out of that 10 seconds.
The hot box, the fire
hot box. So she's like having a girl on girl action.
No, never mind. Well, it's there's rumors circulating around on the internet right now too. So if you look anywhere, you might find it. I don't want to say it.
Okay, that's totally fine. Anyone who's listening, just check your Google as you're listening to this podcast. So why is Potomac your favorite? Was it initially your favorite from season 1, or is it just that what about it makes it so special?
Because it is so, as much as I'm like saying Giselle, fake rumors, all this stuff, it's actually overall so authentic.
Okay.
These women, I mean, we still have 4 OGs on this show going into season 6. That's a statement.
Yeah.
Like, and it would have been Monique came in on season 2, she would have still been around. Like, she was offered to come back.
It just became too toxic for her.
Right. And the reason is because they are all authentically connected. They have deep relationships that go back for so many years. And that's what makes compelling television, because they're invested in each other's lives and they have things from the past going that they know, and
100%.
they'll just drop it at any minute. Karen and as much as I dislike Giselle, watching Karen and Giselle spar is one of my favorite things. It's actually, I think, such a great feud, because overall, until last season, maybe a little bit, they know that they both know a lot about each other, and they never would go over a certain line. And I feel like maybe that's changing, but these women are fantastic. They know, like, Ashley Darby is a fantastic housewife.
She did really good last season.
Here's a prime example of someone who is messy, but all of her mess comes out. Like, Ashley's mess has come out over these seasons, so that's okay if she's going to be a mess and bring out other people's,
and that's what you don't like about Giselle, is that she just won't own her mess. So do you actually think Ashley and Michael Darby are going to make it?
Oh, I think so. I do.
Really? Because I don't.
I know. I mean, I don't think a lot of people do. I truly feel like, I mean, I could be wrong, but knowing them, and I just feel like they truly love each other. And yes, they've gone through a lot of interesting things through the show. But I think she's truly in it.
I mean, if you know them more personally, then you probably know a little bit more than what we see. But from what I see, watching on the show as a fan of the show, it just seems like Ashley wants to have all her babies with him and then cut the cord.
Yeah, I totally could see that. I just think I think there's more. I don't think she would stay with him if something else happens again.
Yeah.
But I think she's in it. I truly
It's like,
do.
how many chances could you give somebody? But then Ashley has also talked about the fact that she has had some type of an open marriage before, which I really respect. So
see, that's what I mean. Like, she was so open and honest about that kind of stuff. It's, I mean, honestly, the altercation with Monique and Candace sort of took over the show, but right before that, that's when Ashley was coming out with all of that information, was like, Michael and I have done this, that,
Yeah.
So we didn't really get to see more of that. But no, they're open books, which is impressive.
For sure. Switching over, we got Beverly Hills and New York coming back. Which one are you more excited for? Which one should we kind of dish in first?
Ooh, I think, honestly, and this is rare for me to say this, but Beverly Hills.
I'm more excited for that too. I like Beverly Hills a lot better. I think it's just so juicy, and I just love the fabulous, glamorous lifestyle.
So Beverly Hills used to be my favorite back in the day, like seasons 1 through 5, phenomenal television. It just has gone downhill from like 6 through 9. It was just like last season. Thank God, I loved last season.
Were you team Brandy or team Denise?
Oh, team Brandy. Well, I was team everyone else. I wasn't necessarily team Brandy. I was team everyone else, because that whole feud, I have like a different take on that whole feud. The whole feud had nothing to do with Denise hooking up with Brandy. So that was not what the other women were upset about.
Yeah.
That piece of it was just a proof that Denise is not trustworthy. And when she's saying, I don't talk shit about any of you guys. I haven't done this, and that. It's just adding to her lies. And it showed how disingenuous she was. And there was just, to me, I was looking at the show when I was watching. I looked at through a producer lens, and it was very obvious Denise was really, really difficult last year.
Oh, for sure. But I think she made the right decision by leaving too, because she just wasn't
She's not willing a reality
to share.
Star.
Yeah, she just wasn't willing to share at all. And I think that's just what happens on Beverly Hills, is that they find these high profile actresses and think that they're great for the show. And then you have Denise, who just like isn't willing to share her life. And then you have Garcelle, who is just too busy working to be there all the time. I don't know how Kyle is able to manage both, but my hats are off to Kyle.
I love Garcelle, and I'm so ready for Garcelle season 2. I think this
What are we going to
season.
see from Garcelle? Because we didn't see her in the trailer. I feel like she's been busy at The Real. I love The Real. It's one of my favorite talk shows. And I just feel like she's busier doing other things than, like, why is she even a full-time housewife?
Well, first of all, her and Sutton are going to be an unstoppable duo. I just know
Okay.
it. Like when I was watching last season, I literally, mark my words, if those two stick together and maintain this friendship that they have, they will literally be an iconic Bravo duo
Okay.
if they want it to be, because they are so good together. They're such opposites,
Mhm.
but they literally are a little symbiotic in the same sense. Like they give each other the qualities that they don't necessarily have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see a couple people that have gotten the screeners. Everyone's saying Garcelle knows the assignment and delivers in the premiere episode. So,
Okay. Do you have any like thing that we're gonna see or that you might know of Garcelle this upcoming season?
I
Or like any
don't.
predictions on who she might be feuding with or what her storyline could be? Because we really just didn't get anything in the trailer of her.
I was gonna say I don't know. I can't decide if she's on Erica's side or not.
I think she is because I feel like she's going to be feuding with
not.
Rinna. But then Rinna and Erica are good friends.
I feel like Kyle and Garcelle will, make up.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have this feeling that Garcelle is kind of with Sutton on this with Erica. And then I do think Garcelle might feud with Dorit because on Watch What Happens Live, I think she said Dorit was the most annoying this season.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What do you think about Crystal? Where do you think she's going to fit in? I know she's going to be close with Kathy Hilton. Who do you think she's going to get along with and who is she going to feud with?
Obviously Sutton. I am so ready to watch that feud because Sutton, first of all, she is a gift to that show. They needed her last year. Thank God for her because she brings this quirkiness that is missing in that cast.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Richards is someone who I think who had like a quirky, unpredictable sort of
just
attitude.
Like not giving a fuck attitude. I feel like the girls in Beverly Hills more than any other franchise are just way too concerned about their reputations and their skeletons in their closet. And Sutton, like she kind of just doesn't give any fucks.
Yes. I mean, and her just like being so freaking rich, like she's literally like, oh yeah, I found out I own like baseball teams. Like what?
I mean, that is when I think she could be really obnoxious when she says stuff like that. It's just not necessary among this group.
Oh, I love it.
She's funny.
I think it's so funny. Oh yeah. I mean, as a in real life, yeah, that's probably obnoxious. But for me, for television, it's so funny because she comes off really genuine when she's saying it. Like she's not like doing it to like brag. She does it just like, oh yeah, I mean, this
is what I do on a casual Wednesday afternoon.
Right.
What is Sutton gonna fight about Crystal about? What do you think they're gonna feud over?
Based on the trailer, it looks like there's definitely going to be some race, I feel like, sort of conversations this season because she said, didn't Crystal say something like, you don't see color?
You don't see color. Yeah.
And then what else?
And then she keeps her leather pants.
Yes. And when Crystal goes, you're awkward, inappropriate, and all of that. Crystal probably doesn't see. She sees like the social awkwardness that sometimes Sutton can bring. But that social awkwardness sometimes can be rude. Like Teddy, I think you're going to be pretty boring. Or I thought you were going to be pretty boring. No offense. I think that's going to be a thing. And I don't know this, but based off of Instagram, I was looking and I feel like, you know how Sutton is good friends with Dolce & Gabbana designers. Crystal had been posting a lot about like the Diet Prada lawsuit, and
I think Dolce & Gabbana might have a racist past in some capacity.
They very homophobic, even though they're being gay. I think they're gay men, aren't they?
I don't know anything about designer fashion.
Yeah, no, I've read about it.
Shop over here.
They're against like gay men adoption.
Oh gosh.
It's like so horrific.
Okay. But, we don't like that.
Yeah, not a fan.
Where are you with Erica going into this season? I actually did not like her last season for the first time because I was a stan of her in the beginning. So now I'm going into the season still not liking her from last season, and then I'll kind of see how her storyline plays out to decide how much I feel like she knew about the whole Tom scandal or not, because that's just not okay.
Yeah. So for going into the, well, let me preface. I liked her in her premiere of season 6. Like I thought she was
Me too.
new energy, but
and she's fabulous.
I wouldn't say I was a stan by any means. And then as the seasons have gone on, I'm a little bored, to be honest. I think she has potential. She just needs to open up. And I actually thought last season, I enjoyed her last season a lot because I thought she was holding Aaron accountable. She did it. I was impressed with her last season. Going in as far as like her innocence and knowing things about what Tom was doing, I'm gonna have to wait and see. I'm not. This isn't the case where I've like literally I am not passing judgment on this because, you know, she is not indicted for any sort of crimes. That means that they have not had any sort of evidence that like is beyond reasonable doubt that she knew about this, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just gonna wait and see how it all plays out on that. I hope to God that she does not know anything or did not know anything about it. Because that would be horrible.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll see. I'm excited to see how it all plays out on the show. I mean, this is huge.
It'll be really good. It's definitely about her. My problem with her last season is I just felt like she was really ganging up and bullying Denise. It was just too much. She wasn't really involved, and she just kind of kept going at Denise and just wouldn't even give her a break all the way till the reunion. Like, I'm surprised Denise didn't just break down and cry. I think she was just like drunk or high at the reunion because they just kept coming for her, and it just was too much. And I think they did that to Monique. It seems like a lot of times on different Housewives shows, they'll sometimes gang up on one housewife, and it's just not really a fair battle.
I will say, I feel like it was Denise's fault though, that
I agree, but I still feel like it was just too much on her. It was just like, leave the girl alone. She clearly is not going to share. Just leave her alone. So let's switch over to New York. Now, I'm from New York, so for some reason I don't like New York as much. I'm kind of just like, been there, done that. Who is your favorite on New York?
Probably, I always just say Ramona. So Ramona and Sonia.
Oh my God. Ramona drives me crazy.
But that's why I love her. She's so cringy. She like is probably horrific, but television wise, she's so
That's
good.
fair.
Well, last season I did not love her last season. But previous seasons, if you rewatch, like, and I used to not like Ramona at all. Yeah. I felt the same way you did. And then back when I started rewatching old seasons, I just found myself laughing so hard at how ridiculous she is. Like,
yeah, but she used to be more genuine, like ridiculous. Yeah. Now I feel like she's just bitter and petty and like judgmental.
Last season, I did not like. Like
the way she treated Elise was just messed up.
Yeah, I agree. No, last season, like, again, I want to see how she does this season, but if I eliminate last season as a whole, I just love Ramona. Like she's, I'll never forget on season 5 when she saw Aviva Drescher's fake leg for the first time. That scene is so funny.
100%. I love Aviva. Before I was watching The Housewives, I used to watch Marriage Boot Camp when I was like really young. And that's how I got introduced to a lot of the Housewives, because they would go on Marriage Boot Camp. So that's how I like met Aviva and knew what a queen she was and how ridiculous and dramatic she was. Do you think Ramona is going to stay on the show for much longer? Because I mean, I feel like fans are just surprised every single season that she's still there. I mean, she is the oldest housewife to date.
I think we'll have to see how this season plays out and what direction the show is going to go. For me, I think they're trying to freshen up the show, and this does feel like it's a transition year where, you know, we're bringing on Bershawn and Ebony, and obviously Leah's still there. Heather was brought back, but left quite abruptly.
I think she's probably back for maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Apparently she got into a huge feud with Leah. I love Leah. I loved her last season. I didn't watch back in the day, so I don't know Heather too well.
Love Heather. Heather, I was so excited for Heather to come back because as a lot of people say about last season when Bethany was gone, people said it just felt like no one was there to sort of steer the ship.
Yeah, because it was like left to Ramona, and she just can't do that.
Well, and all of them are just chaotic, right?
Yeah,
in the best way.
Uh-huh.
So Heather coming back, Heather is someone who I always thought needed to stay on, and her versus Bethany, or her and Bethany could have been good sparring partners for longer.
Why did Heather leave the show to begin with?
She quit. I mean, I was always under the impression that she left on her own. I don't know. People always say, yeah.
I recently saw an interview with Andy, like very recently, the past few weeks or something with Heather. She said that she actually left on her own.
I think she was focusing on her family. I think the show can be a lot. She had her business. There was issues with, what's the big Spanx. She had a Yummy Tummy was her like, I don't think she owns it anymore, but like she might have sold it. But I think she was just like, she took a break from the show, and then she's popped up here and there, but she was someone who I was like, they're bringing her back. She can steer the damn ship.
Maybe.
And I was excited.
And well, not if she's a friend of, it would be hard for her too.
Well, I mean, if she's around a lot, like it just depends. But
and now we have Luann.
Leah ruined it for us, and I'm over it already. I'm like not ready. Leah's gonna suck this season, in my opinion.
That's your what is your inkling? What went wrong between the two of them?
Well, I don't know what wrong between the two of them, but Leah, she is like, while I thought she was great or good last season, she was so overrated. I mean, everyone gassed her up so hard.
We love a new housewife. And I think she also gassed up because she was so much younger. The cast is probably like the oldest. And I don't know if a lot of people just want to see someone young, new, and fresh.
Yeah, she was good, but she didn't like do anything novel other than like the tiki torch.
The tiki torches, the ravioli.
Like,
I loved
but like it was nothing that a housewife hasn't done before. And like, so I think she just got, this is what I always say, like there's a second season curse. If you have a great first season and you come back thinking like your ego's up, you're going to deliver all this and you're going to do too much and it's going to be a turnoff. And I see that coming for her. I don't know if that's the case, but I just truly believe that could happen this season with her.
I love how honest you are about your housewife's opinions. I think it's refreshing, especially because you do have a pretty large platform on Instagram, and something you could say could easily get back to a housewife. Have you ever had an encounter where they've got offended by you or actually wanted to call you out?
Oh yeah.
Is that like the pit in your stomach, or are you just like, I want to be honest?
No, I mean, because what I see is what I see on TV, and then obviously what other information comes across to me. And, you know, that's what I'm making my judgment off. To be clear, what I say about a housewife doesn't mean they truly are like that in real life. I'm getting what I'm based off of what I see on television, you know, like the only people that I feel like where I've had opinions and I truly think they are the way they are in real life is because I may have known them. Like
or known
I truly feel that way about Giselle. Like,
that's fair.
But so no, I try to keep it like I never try to go cross the line of just mean. It's like if I have a opinion on someone that isn't a friendly one necessarily, I try to not be like horrific about it, you know. I'm just being honest, like,
because these are real people, but we are just kind of judging and making fun on the show. I mean, your memes are hilarious. I mean, do you come up with a lot of your own memes, or are they sent to you? When I watch, if I hear something that's like a funny moment, and I like just try to think of how I can make it relatable to like real life things. What did you do for Is Jamal Coming? Did you come up with one for that? I can't get over that, especially with the Potomac trailer just kind of popping up the other day. I'm like, is Jamal coming?
I know. No, for that one, all I did was I reenacted Monique reading Giselle for filth, like on a green screen and wig and everything.
Okay, so I've seen some of your housewife scenes. I do some too on TikTok. Why don't you get on? I've seen your TikTok. Why don't you get on TikTok and do more? Because I feel like you can bring
how to.
You said you're not technologically.
I am literally not technological. Like I try to use TikTok and I'm like, Y'all, I
It's
guess I just need to stay. I
okay.
can't even figure out reels on Instagram.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to come
Yeah,
over
you
and
live here.
show
You'll have
you.
to teach me.
I'm gonna have to show you how to use TikTok because I feel like you could be utilizing that if you
Oh,
wanted
I
to.
would love to. I mean, I would love to. It's just like literally what I put on my TikTok is stuff that I make. I don't use the platform like it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
filming it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just because I can't figure it out. So
Yeah. I do that a lot. And I do like housewife scenes too. I recently
Mhm.
did the Jackie and Teresa scene when that first came out. And I know you
Yes.
did that recently too.
It's
So
so
funny.
good.
So
I
iconic.
love it.
I heard a rumor that Jackie and Teresa are going to get into it at the reunion, which I'm excited about. I love when they fight. It gives me
Mhm.
that just like happy feeling. But I also feel like we've seen this before. How do you anticipate the Jersey reunion is going to go?
I think it's going to be a really good reunion. I think
Do you think Michelle will be there? I don't think she
no,
will.
no. Yeah, I don't think like were saying she was going to be like an official friend, but I don't even know if she ended up being considered an official friend because
Yeah. Well,
she
we'll
was
see
barely
how
there.
many episodes she shows up. There's only a few episodes left of this season, but she
Right.
really only had that one storyline, which I feel like she
And
totally made up just because that was her only way
yes,
in on the show. But then watching that cringy scene between Joe Gorga and John, it almost felt like Joe Gorga was a little manipulative, maybe to kind of,
I thought
or what did you,
I thought it was all, it did not seem real. Like I
yeah.
felt like it wasn't real. I don't know. It just, the way their conversation was, like, it just did not seem authentic at all. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know, but I'm glad, like she didn't really, that's a hard cast to make a splash. Like
They're
again,
very
this is
stuck
a
in their
very
way.
good cast. I do think next season they need to bring on another wife. I don't need anyone to leave, to be honest. I think this is a really good cast, but we need someone who is going to sort of break up the 3v3
That is, and
situation.
that's what Jersey's my favorite, like of all time. But
Mhm.
it does kind of bother me that it is so 3v3 because it's kind of nice when we have a good mix, like Beverly Hills or Potomac. Everyone's just kind of mixed in. But Jersey is just so directly 3v3, and they even
Mhm.
do when they do houses together and rooms. It's always 3v3,
We need
and
someone who is also going to go after Teresa because, or not go after, but like will
feud
has no
with
problem
Teresa.
standing up to her. Jackie always has to be the one to do it,
Uh huh.
and I think like we need someone, and like no offense, but Jackie is like so much smarter than her, so
Of
it's
course.
almost like not fair.
You're like, no
So-
offense, as if you know Teresa's my favorite housewife.
is she really?
She's one of mine.
Oh
Jersey was
yeah,
the first one I watched, so I'm
yeah.
most connected to Jersey, and
No, I
I
get
love
that.
Teresa. She's so funny, and I love Melissa
She's
too. Like I'm not
I do
choosing sides,
too.
and I don't understand why Melissa gets so much crap on social
Totally.
media.
For
I don't
me,
get it.
I say that Melissa deserve I want her to be a full-time housewife. I don't care if she has a storyline. She doesn't
Doesn't
even
need
have to
one.
make a storyline. Like don't give any storyline. Just I want you there as a full-time cast member. There's like only a few housewives that I would give that grace to, and that's her, Tamra Judge, um shoot, I'm blanking on my other ones. Sheree,
Uh,
and I feel like there's a fourth one, but I'm blanking right
well,
now.
maybe we'll circle back to it. As far as
Yeah.
Atlanta, probably the most underwhelming finale party we've ever seen.
I did not. So because I've been this traveling, I have not
Yes,
seen the finale yet.
didn't miss much.
I heard it was tough. And
Yeah.
Drew fumbled the bag a little bit.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on Drew and Latoya?
They
Who did
carried
you
the season.
I liked both of them so much too, like
Same.
so much. At first, I had a problem with Latoya because she was friends with Kenya. Kenya is my least favorite housewife of all time. You too?
Same.
She
Yeah.
just bothers me so much.
That's
It's because she provokes people and she like
yes.
instigates and just like and then somehow finds a way to play victim.
Oh yeah.
Why? Why did
100%.
Marlo? Why does Marlo want to be her friend? And why has Marlo turned on Portia? I don't get it.
I
Like, if Nene was here, that would have never happened.
that oh yeah, no, that's true. Um I feel like Marlo, I truly do think Marlo would have been neutral. Like I truly do think I think that was there was just a big miscommunication there. And I think some of it Portia was taking she was in her feelings, I think. Like
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
just because yeah, the timing was not great of when they, became friendly
Friends
again.
in
But
South Carolina.
I think Marlo will be a good friend to you if you're a good friend to her. And she
Mhm.
was I think she truly was trying to say, Portia, like, I'm on your, I'm still your friend. Me, like, becoming friendly with Kenya does not change that. And although Portia keeps saying, like, I'm not saying you can't be friends with her, she is feeling a type of way that
which is
she's
rightfully
friends with
so.
her.
They've been feuding for a really long time, and Kenya has been really awful to Portia.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would feel a certain way
Totally.
too if one of my close friends just becomes friends with my enemy. I just think Marlo didn't like communicate that directly with Portia.
I think the timing was horrific because it was all during the Bolo mess. So
yeah, and why can't Portia just admit that she fucked Bolo? But why isn't that serious?
That's what I want to know. Like, I mean, I don't know. I have a lot of theories. I mean, there's only one person who knows all 45 minutes of what was going on, and that's Kenya Moore. So maybe Kenya was fucking Bolo.
Oh my God. I love the sass and the passive aggressiveness towards Kenya.
Saying,
she drives me so crazy. I mean, I feel like if Portia just like admitted it, and I think she did, but it's just like, it's really not that serious.
I don't know why. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. If she truly did not, now I understand why she's not. But if she did, it's not that big of a deal.
And I'm sure it was amazing. Bolo, hit me up. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know when my bachelorette party is, but I will be definitely hiring Bolo.
Yeah.
I really hope that Bolo got some good like promotion and like
I'm sure he did.
business, because
I saw him perform at Candy's Dungeon show a couple years ago.
And how was he?
He was it was amazing.
Best stripper of all time. Yes,
he was so great.
One show that I don't watch that I know you are a super fan of is Married to Medicine. What can you please tell me like a quick synopsis about that? Because it's just like kind of like doctors, housewife type of vibe.
It is Housewives on steroids. So you know how I was saying earlier about Potomac, how authentic they are, and their relationships run deep and from years. This is even more so. This cast has literally pretty much remained the same since, and it's on season 8. Like,
okay. Oh wow.
Literally, they
8 years.
Yeah, they started, and they were. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I know it's daunting to always start a new show.
So scary.
Literally season 1 from the get-go. And I wish I could like keep track of all of the people that have DM'd me saying like, I can't believe I've been sleeping on this show. Like, there's so like the amount of people that have like, when I used to harass on my stories. Like,
that's how I know. That's literally how I know.
Like, every week, if not twice a week, like, are you watching yet?
And it's there's no excuse not to watch it. It is on right after Atlanta.
And it's like, if you like Housewives, you're going to like this because it's even better. And it's like, there's the doctor aspect of it where you see a little bit of healthcare stuff, but you see them do all this amazing charitable stuff, but the drama is over the top. I mean, it is.
How does it compare to the drama on Housewives? Is it less?
Like, that's why I say it's on steroids.
It's throwing glasses, screaming, fighting.
Oh, in season 1, we have a full-on brawl between two.
Oh, wow.
And then season 3 or 4, of a water is thrown, glass was thrown, and then they almost got in a fight. But it's good. It's like, but what's great about it is like, I don't know, like the shade is great. They're just so funny. Like Dr. Heavenly she's better than any housewife
of the show.
No, not at all. Like I would say that, I don't know at this point who the queen bee really is. Probably like Dr. Simone, or like Quad and Mariah used to battle it out. But Dr. Heavenly is like a problematic fave where she's usually wrong a lot of the time, but she's so damn funny that you can't quit her. Like her confessionals make me laugh, so like belly laugh hard.
We love that.
Yes.
I love whenever someone has good confessionals, that's when I know that they're my favorite.
Oh, she is top tier with her confessionals.
I will definitely watch it on Sunday after Atlanta. I think I just watched so many shows.
You have to go back though. Watch from season 1.
I probably won't do that, to be completely honest, just because I like to watch what's current.
Yeah.
Because I watch so many different shows. I don't just like watch Bravo. I watch everything. Do you?
Oh yeah.
Do you go beyond Bravo?
I do.
Do you watch The Bachelor? Do you watch Kardashians?
I don't like The Bachelor or the Kardashians.
Jersey Shore. What other reality shows do you like that's not on Bravo?
Like Bling Empire on Netflix that just
Okay.
came out. Selling Sunset.
Uh-huh. Have you watched
Otherwise
the
reality. I stick to Bravo reality. I've watched Thousand Pound Sisters on TLC.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
There's these two sisters. They're so funny. I love them. They're like on their weight loss journey, but
Okay, we love
they're
that.
so funny.
Oh, cool. What do you think about Summer House? Let's kind of touch on that.
Love.
I love Summer House too.
I was actually like you, oh, like you, with Married to Medicine. Like like other housewife shows. I was so against starting Summer House.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, I don't have any interest in it. And then the pandemic, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start it. It's effortlessly
It's good.
easy to watch.
Yeah.
It's just even if someone's a villain, you like, it's not that bad. It's like there's no one that you just despise. At least for me, I just find it to be such a refreshing, easy show to watch.
I mean, Carl kind of annoys me, and Hannah could at times.
Oh yeah, this season Hannah's doing a lot, but good for her. I mean, she's doing a lot, and
Congratulations, Hannah.
It's stirring some shit up. So
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for dishing on all things Bravo with me. What can people like look forward to? Why do people need to follow your account?
Well, if you love to laugh, if you love to chat housewives, if you love I'm restarting my brackets hopefully tonight.
Oh my God, I love your polls.
Yes. I took a little break for a minute. But now I think I'm gonna restart them. It's just a great space to just talk all things housewives and all things Bravo. And I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's at Faces by Bravo on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok limitedly.
Yes, but I'm gonna get him on TikTok, guys.
I know. You'll get me on, you'll teach me.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'll have Steven's links down below so you guys can follow him, okay? Okay, that was my interview chat, Housewives Kiki with Steven at Faces by Bravo. Guys, I'm going to get him on TikTok because he does the housewife scenes with the wigs, just like I do on TikTok, but he just posted on Instagram. I'm going to see if he's down to do like a housewives scene with me because I think we could, be very iconic together in a scene. So I'm going to have to hit him up about that after. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this little Kiki we had. Honestly, I had so much fun talking about Bravo. I had a glass of wine during this podcast. I partaked earlier today, just like Mauricio does from Beverly Hills. So for me, this podcast was just really chill and enjoyable. So I hope you guys enjoyed listening. Like I mentioned earlier, please feel free to DM me your thoughts on the podcast, anything you want to see, any way that you guys can feel connected to me. Always feel free to reach out, and please support our podcast by subscribing to us in Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out our website, zacharyreality.com. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great weekend. And yeah, I'll see you where I usually see you guys, which is on TikTok. But if you don't have a TikTok, just feel free to follow me on Instagram, and we can totally become besties. So have a great weekend, guys. I'll talk to you later.